So, none of those, presumably?
Well, I think all of them and many more. But that's what I liked about the word, was it's got so many levels to it. It actually means of the air. And, you know, also, I always have an image of aerial suggesting height as well. So it felt like it worked very well for the second disc, you know, with the theme of birds. And also an aerial is something that collects and gives out sound waves, and we've all got aerials connected to our televisions and our mobile phones, and I just thought it was an interesting word that had lots of puns.
Well, I'll tell you what I think. Here's Rolf Harris in your garden, painting a picture with all the bird song going on and everything, and it seems to be a kind of dream sequence that develops into some midsummer night from that. Anything in that? Or am I clutching at straws?
No, I think that's great. I think it's what you want it to be. If that's how you see it, then I think that's lovely.
It's wrong.
I don't know if it's
No,
wrong.
it's not wrong.
It's not wrong. It might be not what I thought of when I was writing it. But I don't think that particularly matters. If it does something for you and it takes you on a journey, then that's great. Somebody said to me, they said it's not like listening to a record, it's like watching a film or something. And that was just the most fantastic compliment anybody could have said. I mean, if that's the only good thing anybody says, that's wonderful.
Time constraints mean that sadly we can't present the whole of A Sky of Honey as Kate intends it to be heard. That's a genuine shame, because when taken as one continuous piece of music, it's breathtaking. But one of the pieces from the suite, which I feel gives a real flavour of the whole thing, is called Somewhere in Between. Here it is.
This is where the shadows come to play, twixt the day and night.
That was Somewhere in Between, a section of the Sky of Honey disc from Kate Bush's new album Ariel. And you're listening to Mark Radcliffe on Radio 2, and I'm talking with Kate Bush. Ariel has been 12 years, on and off, in the making. For a major artist like Kate Bush, the responsibility to get the work finished must have been almost suffocating at times.
Do you need a team of people around you to enable you to do the work, or do you work a lot on your own?
I think a lot of the process is quite insular. It's similar to being a writer, as you know. It's that quiet place again. But yes, I do have to have a team around me, and there's a small group of people who is very important to me, their feedback. On this midsummer night. But you know what's interesting is I think sometimes when people said that you can't do that or it wouldn't work, everyone is sleeping, was actually the beginning of something that made me think, also this must be quite interesting then. Into the moonlight, because in a way I think you have to make things that you like. And if somebody says that they don't like it, it's challenging your own thoughts of whether you really think it's any good or not. And if you really do think it's good, even if people say they don't like it, there's maybe just this sense in there somewhere that you think, well, maybe it's not right yet, but that doesn't mean that it's not good. Right up to the sea. No one is here. No one is here. That's what's good about having people around you who are quite critical.
Right. So sometimes the criticism can be a really positive thing then.
Yes.
Yeah. Even though you've got this team of people, this support network of people who you need around you, it's in no way a democracy. It's your record, and what you kind of make your own decision, absolutely. I mean, you write it and you produce it. It's entirely your vision at the end.
Yes, and that's what's the buzz for me. I don't think I could work with a producer. I'd find it totally infuriating.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't like it.
When you've got a new album like this and you're very proud of it, reaction is very positive. Is there any part of you that thinks, actually, I wish I could get out on stage and do this for people?
Yes.
But you won't?
I don't know if I won't. Normally something else comes along to sort of take me away from even pursuing the idea any further, but yeah, I would like to do some shows.
So you wouldn't rule it out?
No, I wouldn't rule it out, but then I haven't ruled it out for the last 20-odd years.
It just hasn't happened. Have you got songs lying about that might form the basis for another record?
No.
No, nothing?
No, there's bits and pieces, but I wouldn't use them.
Right. Because at current rates, if you repeat the gap between Red Shoes and Ariel, we should expect a new album in 2017. Is there any prospect it would be sooner?
Well, I hope so, yes. I mean, I like to be unpredictable because, I've heard this before that it would, be like 84 or something, the next one, but I like to think that I'm not that easy to pin down.
That's for sure. Do you feel a relief now it's out? Is it great to have it finished?
Yes.
Is it also frightening because now you've got to kind of see what people think of it?
No, it's fantastic. I'm so excited about it coming out. And it took so long to make. I just thought I was never going to finish it.
Did you? There were days when you were sort of almost crying with frustration and beating the mixing desk because you thought we're never going to finish it.
I don't know about beating the mixing desk, but it just took so long to try and piece it all together and try and make it work. And there was so many times I just thought I wasn't going to have the energy or the strength just to try and finish it. So it's